Nakaganon.
Hello, partners! And you are watching Curve TV's BOULDTALKS, your collaborative construction show season 2, season finale! How are you, partners? You're watching us via Facebook at Curve TV PH and on Kumu, YouTube, and Facebook at the Boulder channel. Kaya, parts, please like and follow us to be updated. Here at Curve TV's BOULDTALKS, we bring you the different sides and faces of the industry like never before. Fresh, inspiring, and intimidating. So join us for an hour of talk and more. Let's get ahead of the curve. And wow! Tonight is a special night, diba? Usually makikita niyo ako by myself or with one guest or two guests. Oh my God, it's a jam-packed show. Not only because it's our season 2 finale, but because before we take a break, we've invited not 1, not 2, but 7 influential architect leaders from the United Architects of the Philippines, or UAP. We are so jam-packed. Tignan nyo na naman, I'm in a room full of gentlemen. Talaga namang maganda ang pag-uusapan namin tonight. So let's meet them one by one. Okay? Of course, we have District 3B Director Architect Jaime Hermogenes, UAP Fort Bonifacio Chapter President Architect Joel Quirino, UAP CBD Chapter Outgoing President Architect Rinaldo Cristobal Jr., UAP CBD new President Architect Norvin Malyari, UAP Ayala Triangle Chapter President Architect Jason Rivera, UAP Cavite Aguinaldo Central Architect James Pimentel, and UAP Shanghai Chapter Architect Kirby Rectato. Good evening, gentlemen. Para ako nag-universe. Kamusta po sa inyo?
Good evening.
Wow. I mean, thank you very much for inviting me sa council meeting niyo po tonight. Parang show niyo po ito, hindi ko talaga show. But thank you very much for being here. It's a very exciting season for you guys. We have new presidents here, and of course, we've invited one of the outgoing presidents so that we know naman, di ba, how the transition is. We know the before and after, and it's the whole program of UAP sa lahat ng arkitekto. And trivia po, mga parts, when we started season 2, we started it with an interview with the engineers. Now we are going to close season 2 with architects naman. So sige, let's start the show, no? First of all, ang tanong ko is, we're still in the pandemic, right? Let's just jump straight to it. We're still in the pandemic. How are your chapters doing? Have you pivoted already with your programs? Kamusta ang mga members nyo? No? Maybe let's start first with UAP Ayala Triangle, Architect Jason.
Yes, Patch. Right now, we're doing a web-based GMM pa rin. And we've decided to trim down our GMMs. Kasi usually, monthly ang GMMs natin. So we trimmed it down to 4 GMMs. And successful naman yung aming mga GMMs and positive yung numbers ng attendance namin.
Paalala mga guys, positive ang numbers ha, hindi sila ang positive sa COVID. Numbers ang positive.
Yeah.
We want to clarify that. That's good. And what about, I'm curious with Architect Filipino kasi sa Shanghai. I know things are normal now in Shanghai. Can you please, enlighten us? What's happened with your chapter?
Okay, good evening, everyone. So, what about our chapter? No, the same like Architect Jason Rivera. No? We shifted to web-based online meetings, and normally we do that 4 times a year. But in terms of face-to-face gatherings, here in Shanghai, well, we are already back in normal. No? Except when you go to metros and you ride buses, you need to wear a mask. But the good thing with this, since some of our members are here in Shanghai, but most are stuck in the Philippines, we can still do some face-to-face gatherings, and most of it are programs and activities that are that are connected and collaborated with other Filipino groups. And because I'm really proud to say that here in Shanghai, we have a very diverse and lively Filipino community. So we are really
Right.
fortunate about that. Yeah.
Oh, sir, very swerte kayo because you guys are allowed to do face-to-face. Samantalang kami dito sa Pilipinas, we're trying to do all the programs all online. And I want to ask Architect Norvin and Architect Rap kasi pareho sila sa UAP CBD, Makati CBD. And this is it's a big chapter. How are you guys doing? How are your members? And how are you adjusting to this? Maybe let's start with Norvin and then balikan natin si Architect Rap.
Yeah. Actually, right now, since pandemic tayo, we also shifted to virtual, no? So all of the events are virtual, no? And of course, the events that we do together with our outgoing president, before is really geared towards helping the members, no? And helping others during this pandemic. So we have some donation drive to some hospitals, to help them during the pandemic season. And also most of our events or the GMMs that we are planning to do, are focused on enhancing still the profession, no? Kasi ang theme nga natin for next year is architect as the master of architecture. So we just want to embrace that that feel, that architects are really the masters of architecture. So yan, sige, si Rap naman.
Yes, Architect Rap. Kamusta ang outgoing? Oh, yung transition ninyo, how did it go?
Actually, one of the first 10 board resolutions na ginawa natin back in July 2020, yun, shifting to talagang nag-purchase ang chapter ng Zoom accounts, and then nagkaroon tayo ng mga promotions like yung first month natin, nag 50% off tayo sa ating mga dues, tapos sa lahat ng magre-renew na first 81 kasi nakabase yun sa 2020, 2021. So yung first 81 na members na nag-renew, meron silang free face mask, mga ganyang mga programs.
Wow. May free membership din ba? Hindi, joke lang. I'm kidding. But yeah, those promotions are really nice, to encourage people. And I want to ask si Architect James, with your chapter, how is it going? Yung mga programs niyo, are you also all online? And how do you encourage your members to be active during this time?
Yes, actually, yung chapter namin is charter lang noong 2019 December. So, meron lang kami 2 months then na. So,
wow.
Yung transition, medyo kailangan bilisan namin kasi kung hindi namin bilisan, wala magiging activity yung chapter namin sa first year nito. So, tulad nila Architect Rap, bumili na kami ng Zoom account, then pinush namin na sa Zoom muna. Titry namin medyo hybrid pa bandang end of 2020, pero mas effective talaga yung Zoom. So,
Right. And that also happens to Fort Bonifacio chapter. Am I right, Architect Joel? Kamusta ang programs ninyo dyan? Chapter ko
Hi,
yan.
Architect
Pero
Pat.
hindi ako
Good
biased.
evening. Yes. Well, as we all know, when the hype of pandemic started in the first quarter of the year last 2020, it was actually a transition from our outgoing chapter president, and it's going to be a transition for me to lead the chapter in that situation. So it's actually challenging kasi everybody needs to adapt to the new normal. Mentioned by everybody, we have to shift, and we have to focus on what can we do in terms of doing the events that and most of our events last fiscal year and basically today now year 2 ng pandemic, year 2 ko rin as a second termer president, no? So it's gonna be same thing, all virtual. Well, we had the chance to reach out to the community during the time of November when we had this typhoon in the typhoon hit in Isabela, in Cagayan. So what we did, more of a CSR project, although konti lang talaga kami yung nag karoon ng chance to meet face to face kasi limited pa rin yung galawan, no? So what we did is at least mga 5 ata kaming officers noon, we conducted CSR. We had a kiosk in Fort Bonifacio High Street and collect all of the donations from the members and from other partner industries. So what we are looking forward is to have these high hopes that sooner or later we will win this pandemic. We can see each other again and conduct face-to-face at GMMs. So for now, kasi we are not, most of my BOD are not yet fully vaccinated. So we're praying that lahat tayo ma-vaccinize na para kita-kita ulit. And yun, face-to-face GMM.
Right. And di ba parang nobody was ready naman kasi for this pandemic. And
exactly.
The leadership of everybody was tested. Now, I want to ask Architect Jamie, we've been in this lockdown for more than a year already. Can you say that we were able to adjust na? Parang kaya na ba talaga natin i-handle, and were we able to discover new programs or new ways to be in this organization and make it stronger given the different situation now?
Yes, I think we at the UAP have adjusted very well and very fast, no, in terms of continuing our activities as an organization. So, merong konting lull, no, especially March 2020, no, kasi lahat nabigla, no, but I think after that we were all parang inclined and wanted to try this new technology, yung Zoom. For me, bago sa akin talaga yan. That is Skype. No? So I think it was very fast, no, for us to adjust. And with the screen sharing, now we can draw on screen, di ba? I think we've adjusted very well, even the chapters. No?
And I guess the nice thing about online also, we feel that people are more reachable in a way, diba? Like before, we want to always invite speakers to share their, expertise, and then usually schedule is a problem. But now, because everybody was at home for a year, parang we had the freedom or parang the liberty to invite those we really wanted to speak. And nakuha natin sila. Diba? I think that's one of the silver linings of the online platform. And I know that you are all architects. Pinag-aralan natin yan, and we were trained to be architects. But not everyone is trained to become a leader. So I'm very interested to know what your leadership styles are. Kasi it's not easy. For those who are watching, it's not easy to be an architect at the same time to be a president of a chapter. Ang dami-daming ginagawa ng ating mga gentlemen na to, from the members to the program to the execution and the logistics. So can you please share to us what your leadership style is. Is it something you just learned, or bata pa lang ba kayo? You said, I want to lead. It's in me and I want to lead whatever, whether it's a country, an organization, or a barangay, Maybe let's start with Architect Norvin. Sige.
Okay, so sa leadership style, siguro kasi when I was in college, I was a part of the student council. So serving the members, the students is hindi na bago sa akin. And actually when I passed the board exam and I attended my first GMM, I was already asked to lead a committee for an event. And nagulat nga ako kasi it's a heritage event for the B3. So kumbaga parang from there nakita ko yung how the UAP works. And actually I've been inspired to serve the members, and of course I'm inspired by our mga past chapter presidents, how I see yung kanilang dedication and love really for the chapter, the selfless service to the members. So ako, I'm inspired to really help the chapter. So kaya yun, I'm really extending myself. Sabi nga nila, if you want something to be done, give it to a busy person. So
right.
Rather than
and the reward to somebody who's masipag and who's always working hard is more work, di ba?
Yes,
Yun naman ang
correct.
laging sinasabi ng mga boss natin dati, and that's really true to
Yes.
some point. With James, your chapter is really new. How is it going? It's been, ilang years pa lang. What kind of leader are you, or is this something that you wanted to do, or anong adjustment yung mga naramdaman mo?
Being a football player in high school and college, so mas nag-ano ko dun sa leadership na parang, kasi lahat ng mga kasama ko dito, arkitekto, lahat sila magagaling. So parang magagawa ko lang i-coach sila to be better version of themselves. So yun yung pinaka style ko. Kasi hindi ko talaga ito kakayanin mag-isa. So andyan sila. And masaya ako. Actually, kasama ko sila kanina eh. Shout out pala sa mga tropang Aguinaldo Central. Tsaka yung mga ninja.
Yeah, and looks like your leadership style is the collaborative leader style, di ba? Because it's very team-based, team-oriented, and parang at a certain degree, very democratic. Kasi you hear everybody's opinion and know everybody's thoughts. With Architect Kirby, kasi iba, nasa Shanghai ka na no? And from Manila to Shanghai, the culture is different. The way people work or, behave is different also kapag nasa Pilipinas and you're in a different country. Do you think staying there or being there affected your leadership style? You think it would be different kapag nandito ka?
No, actually, hindi naman, because yung leadership style naman is more on your personality and character. But the best thing that I learned from the Chinese is yung building the relationship. So, importante yon. So, it really, it is the same with my leadership style, yung building a relationship. Because for me, I'm more of a transformational leader, wherein I build relationship and elevate my team members to become a leader. So in this way, I'm also do mentoring and coaching para sa kanila. So this one is really evident because many of my friends from college, because since college I'm also a leader in the student council, the same with Norvin. So my style is always like that, to elevate my co-team members to be their own leader, because the organization can only survive in the future when you create another leader. So it's really important. And the last thing with this, the good thing with it, you make positive impacts in their lives, when you have a good relationship with them.
Right, and coaching is very important. It's
really
a
important.
skill. It's a skill not everybody has, no? Kasi when you teach something, it's different from coaching. Coaching is, already that the person has a potential. 'Di ba? You're just there to guide the person and see parang develop further their strength. And that's what coaching does compared to teaching somebody. Kasi when you teach someone, talagang from scratch yan, di ba?
Because
And
most of the
you
time, teaching kasi minsan medyo bookish eh. No, para medyo technical. But with mentoring and coaching, you are teaching not only the technicalities but the experience and the wisdom that comes with it. Yeah.
Right. And the wisdom is something that we can't, you just learn it over time, di ba? And experience. With Architect Jason, medyo new rin yung Ayala Triangle chapter. And compared to the other chapters wherein, you have a huge population, you think with your you have fewer members compared to them, you think for you as a leader, is it easier that you have a certain number of members, or does it affect that, the size or number of the members affect your leadership style? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, somehow I think it's easier to lead a small group or chapter rather than the big chapter. Kasi before iba rin yung chapter ko, so nag-create nga kami ng new chapter. And at the same time, meron din siyang ibang effect. For example, kasi most of my members are my friends and colleagues, so medyo iba rin yung approach sa kanila. So medyo hati, 50-50. Mas in terms of size ng chapter, yes, it's easier to lead. Pero in terms of sa leadership naman, skills, I think medyo mag-a-adjust ka rin sa kanila. Kasi they are your colleagues, most of them are your friends, so kaya ganon.
And I guess when you have a smaller number, the relationship between your members are more, more personalized in a certain level. Kasi mas reachable eh. But we're not saying that those leaders with a huge population are not reachable. What we're saying is when you have a smaller group, mas mabilis yung communication, 'di ba? And mas customized in a way. So I think parang affected yun. With Architect Jimmy, how do you describe yourself as a leader of leaders? Di ba? Parang you're already ahead of all the heads eh. So it's different when you're heading a chapter, but it's also different when you're heading the heads of these chapters. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, at first, when it was offered to me, it was daunting, no? I was scared, no? Parang ibang level na yan, no? But then when I look back to my mentors, no? My coaches, who were also a past presidents of our chapter and district director, I remember them saying na, well, UAP is a good vehicle for leadership training. Diba? You get trained here for free. You just have to contribute to the organization. And one example, no, of leadership I remember from my mentors is yung sabi nila, leaders eat last. No? So I was a young director then. Tapos first board meeting ko yatang umattend, and sabi nung isang senior, no, sabi niya, ako mag-host, no, pero lugaw lang, no. At that time lugaw lang na isa-serve niya for merienda. And then when we were there, siya mismo yung nagse-serve ng lugaw sa amin. And of course, she was a big-time architect, pero siya yung nagse-serve. And then she mentioned sa GMM, pagka hindi natin alam kung marami nga attend o hindi, pagka kinulang yung food, sabi niya, hindi muna tayo kakain. No? Tayo ang huling kakain. And that stuck to me up to now, no? And I practice that leaders eat last. So when I deal with our chapter presidents, that's what I try to remember, no? Na I'm not here as district director na I'm better than them. I'm here to serve them and their chapters. No?
Right. So alam na po natin lahat kung sinong huling magde-dinner sa atin dito, no? Architect Jimmy, wait ka lang. Mauuna lang muna kami, no? Tapos sunod ka sa amin. And that's right. It's something, I think, when you're leading a group of leaders already, yung mentorship talaga yun. Just like what Architect Kirby mentioned earlier, so important na. Kasi these people will draw strength from you eh. Diba? And it's not easy, kaya that's why I'm asking the leadership styles of everybody. Kasi Architect Jimmy, you're dealing with a lot of different styles.
Yes.
And I'm sure, during your council meetings, meron dyan, mga healthy debates naman, mga constructive, which is always welcome. And dapat talaga mangyari yun kasi you improve things, di ba?
Yeah.
With Architect Rap, the transition is there, and you're an outgoing president, and Architect Norvim is here. With your leadership style back then, how did you collaborate now with Architect Norvim regarding that? Kasi in terms of programs, diba, we always know that when you're a leader, you have your own set of values, you have your own plans. Pero ang importante in an organization or in any club or group is the turnover and the continuation of programs. Diba? We can't just cut it in the middle kasi mawawala yung effectivity ng programs mo. So how did you go about that, Architect Rap, in terms of your leadership style?
Actually, and honestly, very careful ako ngayon, no? Kasi as a IPP, immediate past president, no? Careful ako na una mag-guide ko si Norvim, mabigay ko yung dapat kong maibigay sa kanya. And at the same time, you need to balance it out na hindi ka masyadong nag-feed sa kanya na parang ikaw na yung parang binibigay mo na sa kanya yung dapat niyang gawin. Parang ganon. So, binabalance ko rin siya na parang I will be here if he needs me, pero I will be very careful na ito pa rin siya. Yung personality niya, may pakita niya, yung programs niya, ma-execute niya. Yun. So, yun.
Parang you don't wanna impose, di ba? Kasi he's still his own, he still his own character, and you don't wanna micromanage him, di ba?
Correct. That's the term. I don't want to micromanage.
Yes. And Architect Norvin, hindi ka naman micromanage. Sumbong mo kami kapag hindi nagsasabi ng totoo.
Actually, I'm very thankful with IPP Rap kasi the transition was very smooth. The programs were laid during for this new set of board of directors, and it's very helpful. Kahit kumbaga, syempre IPP technically pahinga ka na yan pahinga ka na yan dapat pero IPP Rap is very active pa rin and I'm very thankful for having him still with the board. Kaya
right. Kasi kailangan talaga ng smooth transit yan.
Yes.
Sige. This is a retreat. This is a leadership. Bayang pinasukan nyo talaga a leadership seminar. And I'll ask our chapter president, si Architect Joel. Entering this season, this year for you as the president, was this something that you were eventually preparing for? When you were still not yet the president, and of course you had your own style already of leading a certain group, how did you prepare for this role? Diba?
Well,
wala na lang bumagsak sa'yo?
So basically for this fiscal year, I'm just gonna still carry the learnings that we had from the previous fiscal year. So lahat po yun, not only my strategies, but the contributions of my BODs, as well as the membership, bit ko po yun hanggang sa second term na panunumpa ko last June 30. So more of my style kasi of leadership is sa servant leadership. At the same time, progress and result focused, and at the same time, motivational. So when you delegate a task, parang nag-e-enjoy ka kasi to lead, no? Nag-e-enjoy ko to delegate tasks, but at the same time, I have this tendency to really work in a manner of parang hands-on talaga ako, and para at least hindi din nila makita na, para at least makita nilang involvement ko with the tasks that I've delegated to each and every members of the BOD. And at the same time, I say it's motivational because I commend my BOD for doing such a great job. No, it was a challenging year for all of us, and may mga times that we really have. Ang maganda kasi is we compensate each other. Kung ano pagkukulang ng isa, binaback up ng isa. So may nagsasalo. That teamwork, I've never expected that to happen, especially this pandemic. No, lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang pasanin. We have hands full of responsibility and we have a limited resources. But what we do or what we did is innovate and embrace the challenge and try to rise, no, despite of this limitation, despite of this challenges brought about by the pandemic. And from there, I'm also try to motivate them because hindi kami makakapag-meet personally, but we have this platform, we have this GC, we have this social media. We create teamwork there kahit nag-chat lang kami araw-araw. No? So we are thankful also for the technology na kahit we have this challenge also with the internet connection. Kahit ako kanina, bago tayo mag-start, I'm in and out of the StreamYard kasi yung connection natin. Magkaroon lang kami ng magandang GMM na smooth sailing na walang palya from the host na nagmamanage ng Zoom. I'm really thankful for that na. No? So all of that learnings sa paggawa ng CPD programs, CSR projects, bit-bit ko yun. And I'm still a work in progress, I say. Na
right.
I still have a lot of improvements to do, no? Para since you have to set an example kasi kung hindi ka magsasacrifice to lead the chapter, yung mga members mo, they will not also cooperate. So you have to start with yourself to lead by example.
Right. And that's so perfect because talking about sacrifices, Architect Joel, you guys are already sacrificing your time because your profession as an architect is already demanding. So my next question to you is, how on earth are you guys balancing this with your leadership? Diba? It takes so much time and natutulog. Alam mo, yung profession natin, hindi na tayo natutulog. Dinagdagan nyo pa. So, ang tanong ko, talaga bang natutulog pa rin kayo hanggang ngayon? Diba? How do you manage to balance this, your two responsibilities? Let's start with Architect Jason.
Siguro, yun nga, sa natanong mo rin before kung saan yung training ground, siguro kasi nung college days, nag-umpisa kasi sa UAPSA. So, yun, kumbaga, doon na yung training ground mo, studies and leadership skills, kumbaga, na-balance mo na yon. Then, after that, doon sa dati kong chapter, which also I'm an officer. So, kumbaga, doon sa mga experiences mo, natutunan mo na rin yung time management. And also, I'm thankful din sa current job ko na meron kaming mga option ng mga work from home. So, kaya natutulog pa naman, Patch. Natutulog pa naman.
Meron pa, kaya pa.
Oo. At saka ngayon din, yes. And ngayon din, pandemic, walang face-to-face. So, medyo nakakatulong din yung oras na binibigay sa atin na yun nga may kumbaga yun nga sabi mo man kanina or na mention mo na kapag face to face syempre aanihin mo pa doon yung traffic papunta sa venue ng GMM. So ngayon wala nang traffic, lesser na yon. So ngayon nga kumbaga meron din namang magandang naitulot yung pandemic.
Right. And I mean for example kay Architect James, no, the chapter just started. So before that, in a way, nakaka-focus ka pa, di ba, with your profession. Now that this is a new responsibility added to you, were you able to adjust quickly with that? Or parang at a certain point, medyo nagulat ka pa, parang, am I ready for this additional responsibility?
Actually, dyan ako very thankful sa mga advisor namin and yung chapter president namin. Kasi maayos yung turnover nila, and kahit nung vice president pa lang ako, talagang tinitrain nila ako. Kasi yun, ako na yung next in line.
Oo. So, buti na lang they were able to prepare you for that, no? And iba rin kasi talaga yung effect talaga ng iba yung effect ng online, because in a way it's hard, but at the same time it opened up a lot of doors in terms of time management. Would you say the same thing for you, Architect Norvin, with that? Nakatulong ba yung online in terms of your time management?
Malaking tulong siya, no? Kasi syempre, you'll consider nga like yung travel time, no? Na especially when you're setting up a venue pa lang, no? So sa mga physical na
right.
Diba? You'll call them, i-check mo yung venue. So now, since all of the events are virtual, malaking tulong siya, especially sa time na natitipid, no?
For Architect Kirby, kayo kasi sir, I mean, bukas the Shanghai is normal, right? You're able to mobilize, move around. Nagkakaroon ba kayo ng problema in terms of time management? Kasi kami lahat dito, we're still able to do things simultaneously, everything in one screen. Posibleng isa dito, naka-Zoom, yung isa nakabukas yung MS Teams, tas may words sa ilalim. Aminin, ginawa niyo nang nagsabay na kayo ng meetings, masabi lang that you're not absent to everyone, di ba?
Multiple models.
Right, exactly. With Architect Kirby, ikaw sir, give us a little glimpse of normalcy naman. Are you able to manage your time there?
No, actually here in Shanghai, very efficient naman yung time management kasi everything here is fast, no? Hindi naman masyadong uso yung late. You have efficient transportation. You can really time in your schedule and everything, no? But in terms of my personality on time management, no, I make sure the problem here kasi because pinag-usapan yung multitasking, no? That's what we're doing right now because we're doing online, so many resources can be used in your advantage, no? But sabi nga ng wife ko, my wife is a psych and guidance counselor, no? People cannot do multitasking because you can only do one and you can only focus, no? So the best thing that I do in doing my time management is to prioritize, no? Siyempre, very important kung ano ba yung priority sa iyo. So it is family, your job, and your extracurricular activities like serving UAP, no? So before getting this job, no, as a UAP president, I also do a lot of things because I'm also a financial planner, no? So what I do here, I have a personal advocacy here in Shanghai that I help fellow OFWs in terms of educating them of financial literacy. So accepting this another job as UAP president is also a challenge for me. Pero since it's something that really satisfy me and make me happy, you know, so I accepted it. So yung pagdating sa time management, I can really manage it well. Because I do I have to prioritize, and most importantly, you have to set your goals, no? Para mas madaling matapos yung mga dapat mong gawin. And of course, with purpose, no, nagiging mas satisfying and happy yung ginagawa mo.
Right, and it's parang I feel that with what you said, you don't feel like it's an added responsibility, no? Parang you took it wholeheartedly, and it's really part of you already as a person, which is nice to hear. With Architect Jimmy, do you feel the same way? Parang, does it come naturally with you to lead the organization? Or is it, kasi for some people, parang outlet naman nila yan, di ba? Parang maiba naman yung mundo kasi hindi naman pwedeng all throughout we're designing. So you want to change your environment. Does that apply to you?
Yes, of course. Well, when I was chapter president mga 10 years ago, so busy. But after being president, I felt na all the effort was worth it because it was done out of passion, out of love for the profession, for the organization. So after that, I felt ang sarap pala ng feeling after that, no? And then 10 years na parang wala ako sa UAP masyado, I kind of missed it. No? I missed the responsibility. I missed the meetings. Diba? So when it was offered to me, I immediately said yes. Because I miss it and I love the organization and the profession. So it's done out of you love
you were looking for the thrill back then, no? When you were that all these fellows are already feeling yung thrill nila as the chapter president. Parang, what programs am I gonna do? How am I gonna encourage everybody, diba? And I wanna ask a quick question to everybody. If you were to, if there's a pie chart and you're wearing two hats, what do you think is the parang a bigger chunk of your pie chart? Is it being an architect or is it being a chapter president or leader? Ano tingin nyo? Or anong mas nakainganyo for you guys? To be an architect or a chapter president? So what excites you more? Brave. Architect Rap, may sagot ka na.
Well, during the fiscal year that I was president, I'll be honest, being the leader of the chapter.
Yeah? What about
Kasi you have
architect
to really own it. You have to really own it.
Right. Architect Jimmy.
Well, for me, I guess it's 50-50 because what
50,
I do
50,
with my work affects the profession, and what I do with the profession affects my work. So it's both exciting to me.
Safe answer. Who else has a safe answer? Sino pang 50-50 dito? Raise your hand.
Kakaiba yung sa akin eh. Kakaiba yung sa akin.
Norman, what's your answer? What's yours?
33 ako eh.
Paano yung isa? The other one?
Because I'm also managing another business though. So, I'm managing a lot of things. And syempre, like I said kanina, di ba? Give it to a busy person. So imagine I'm handling 3 businesses right now. And I am being the chapter president of CBD. Di ba? So for me, I need to equally manage those things. So for me, it's I give equal what do you call this? Equal treatment sa aking mga responsibilities. Yeah.
People like you are the ones na ayaw mag-retire. Yan yung mga, okay, I'm not gonna retire. I need more responsibilities, right? Okay, so this has been a very nice first part. Let's pause for a short break because after this, I'm going to be asking you about your programs naman, diba? Let's encourage all the members, everybody who's part of your chapter to, be active. And I want to see the progress that you guys have in the pipeline. So, mga parts, please don't go away. Ang dami pa naming pag-uusapan with all these chapter presidents. Curve TV's Bold Talks will be right back. Welcome back to Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2 Finale Special with our distinguished leaders from the United Architects of the Philippines. Okay, but before I start with our questions, I want to acknowledge all our viewers on Facebook. Ang dami. Thank you very much for asking your members siguro to watch. Siguro sinabi nyo pag di kayo nanood, wala kayong CPD points. Disclaimer lang po, I do not give CPD points. But okay, so hello Architect Rap from Desiree, Architect James Art, and Architect Norvin from Jack. Architect Rap also, Mitch Gallardo, Ronnie says hi also. President Derby from Rogelio Maputi Jr. Pa-shout out from Oriqueta City. O, sir, shout out daw kayo. Jose Bersamina says cheers to UAP Makati CBD chapters, IPP architect Rap Cristobal, and current CBD president architect Norve Malyari, of course. Proud here, architect James R. Pimentel, says Alberto Enciso. Architect James R. Pimentel, clap, clap, clap from Arcbelto again. Adel, yan na si Ryan and Cabo says hi to Norvem and Art. Angie Payumo Pablo also, and hello, Architect Rap Cristobal from Antoinette. Thank you everyone who's tuning in. Please, makakahabol pa kayo because maganda tong next part natin. I'm very interested to know the programs that you have, but there's this one question that I've been really wanted to ask. And we've invited guests in our previous episodes who are waiting to take the board exams. Diba? Ang daming arkitekto na gusto na makuha yung lisensya nila but very unfortunate because of our situation. Diba? Ever since last year, the board exam was pushed and pushed until now, parang hindi pa ata, no? It was canceled again last June. Now, the reason why I am asking this is because, of course, your chapters will be affected with the new members. Diba? And I'm sure, Architect Jimmy, this is something that the council has already been talking about. Can you give us a little bit more information about that, on how you guys are going to pivot with that lag or that backlog na mangyayari?
Well, for the chapters, I guess we just have to wait kasi it really depends on the government when the new members will come. But I guess ang isang focus is to reactivate those members we've been missing, no? So in the absence of those who are not yet taking the board exams because of the delays, so I guess what our chapter should reactivate the older members who have been missing our activities, and maybe encourage them to participate more.
Right. And you mentioned about encouraging them to participate. And Architect Joel, in Fort Bonifacio, have you been doing that? Kasi yun nga you stick with the members that you have, right? The worst thing that can happen is you don't want to lose members, or you don't want members to deactivate and totally not be part of your program, no? So what are the adjustments that you are going to do this fiscal year, and especially during your time in Fort Bonifacio? How are you going to do this?
For the record, Fort Bonifacio membership has a 762, and the total good standing for the last fiscal year, or for this 2020-2021, is 412. So at least more than half yung good standing. But that's because we are encouraging everybody, to not just to pay or to be mindful of their dues, or their IFORs, but to let them know that the members are the priority of the chapter officers. I mean, wala pong magiging chapter kapag tayo po ay hindi buo, or we're not united. So what we're envisioning is to have a aside from the continuing communication through social media, we would like to have a database of the members to continue monitor all of their like the data, for example, yung mga records nila, their email address, their contact numbers, so that if we are still in this period where everything is virtual, we can communicate to them directly kapag yung mga updated na mga contact details nila ay hawak po namin. Kasi tama po si Didi. We need to reactivate, especially yung mga 10 years ago, 20 years ago pa ng mga members. Because in these trying times, more than anything else, yung welfare po ng member natin yung priority. So I'm envisioning to have a complete database of the chapter, and at the same time, to have a chapter that is simultaneously and continuously doing a strong connection, building a strong connection with the LGU. Kasi we just have we have our members, but we need also to step out of our the four corners of our chapter, and we need to reach out to the local community, to the local government by joining their activities, their projects. Kahit po tayo ngayon nasa pandemya, much more po tayong kailangan ng ating community. So that's what we are working right now, to reach out with the LGUs, and of course to promote the architectural profession.
Yeah, and I think malaking tulong ang support ng LGU nowadays, 'di ba? Kasi more than anything, this is the time that the LGUs are really stepping up, 'di ba? And it's good to find that support from them. And coming from a chapter that has a very huge number, I want to ask the young chapters, no, which is yung sa Cavite and sa Ayala Triangle. Because our topic here is, yun nga mawawalan muna ng members for a time. So how are you guys going to adjust with this? And how are your programs going to encourage those members that you have now? Let's start with James.
Yes, actually, yung sa chapter namin ngayon, meron kaming 30 members and nakalimit lang kasi yung pag-induct namin into 25 lang. Kasi, bago ka ma-induct, kailangan may charter member na mag-vouch para sa'yo. So, kasi we want to make our chapter more intimate. So kasi kapag nagpupunta ka na sa malaking mga GMMs, wala ka nang kakilala, so sa amin more on intimate yung mga meetings. So madali pa na i-message sila isa-isa kasi kayang i-message yung 3 plus 15 na architects na yun kasi 15 yung potential inductees namin. So yun, parang very personalized pa yung namin, connection sa isa't isa.
And that's an advantage, right? If you are a smaller group. Kumbaga sa Viber, hindi nyo pa kailangan maging community. Pwede, kasya pa kayo lahat sa Viber, no? Parang gano'n yung population. What about for Architect Jason? How many members are there in Ayala Triangle?
We are 28 active members. And sa amin naman, katulad ng sinabi ni Art, kami naman, every 2 years kami nag-accept ng members. Kasi nga, since maliit yung chapter namin, medyo hirap din mag-adjust kapag marami yung i-accept namin na members. And yes, I agree also sa sinabi ni Art na mas maganda rin kapag ganun, yung relationship with the new members, and at least yung new members din nakapag-adjust pa sila for the span of 2 years.
Right. So, kanya-kanyang diskarte rin talaga no? So, kung every 2 years, I guess, hopefully, with your next induction of officers, siguro naman, by the time nakapag-board exam na yung mga naghihintay, Kasi medyo matagal na rin eh. And I'm very curious with the Shanghai chapter, with Architect Kirby. How is the community there of the Filipino people? And before the pandemic, has it been consistent, or when it comes to the new members sa chapter ninyo, Architect Kirby, or is this also a problem for you or a challenge for your chapter?
Yeah. Since before pandemic, challenge talaga sa amin yung to add a member, no? Because kung wala namang mag-abroad papunta ng China or Shanghai, so we
yun
cannot add any member.
Ilan ba kayo, sir? Sorry.
The one,
if I may
we
ask.
have 32, 33 members right now. We have 32 to 33 members right now. Okay, and then so what we do here is something that we created. No, I'm thinking about it because here in China we have a lot of designers. No, they are not licensed architects, so they are not part of UAP. So konti lang kaming license. Pero since diba, we have members that are inactive, no? So hindi naman mawawala yun. So the one thing to make these people active is to tap the resources of those people na hindi siya architects, no? So but they're willing to join the group, or we can call them affiliates, no? So in that way, we create programs and projects na ini-invite natin sila, and then they can also join the UAP activities. Then once the community is more active, more vibrant, and more things to learn, no? Yung mga inactive members lalabas na din yan para maging active, because they're feeling right now that the organization is doing good. We are proud of being Shanghai chapter members and everything, no? So that is one way that we're doing to motivate them, no, to be more active and to add members in the future. Kasi ang problem here ng mga hindi pa licensed, no, they're always asking us to how can we going to help them, no? Pwede bang pumunta rito yung PRC para magkaroon ng licensure exam, but a little bit complicated, no, and requirements it's too high. So maybe in the future we can do that, but as of right now we can. But as UAP, no, we are encouraging them, and we are very open na they can join our plans and programs.
Right, and it feels like Shanghai chapter is also very inclusive, di ba? Parang not because you aren't registered or licensed, you can't be part. You can't sit with one important value that all the chapters have, because it's supposed to be a safe space for architects. Diba? Kaya naman you choose a chapter is because you want to be part of the community. Networking is so important with us. At the same time, we always promote a very collaborative atmosphere. Kasi some people will think, yung mga tao sa chapter na to, competition lahat yan eh. Kasi syempre lahat tayo nasa space. But diba, may certain mindset na ganun eh. Agawan ng kliyente, ganyan. But when you're in a chapter or you're a head of a chapter, you try to create an environment where it's tulungan tayo. May project ka, itong alam ko, let's strengthen it. And the value of feeling at home in every organization is so important. And I guess you guys are doing a good job in enforcing that. When it comes to Makati CBD with Architect Rap and Norvin, malaki ulit yung population nyo. Big population like Fort Bonifacio. How are you guys handling it? The inactive members and those who are very active during this time. Plus, wala rin kayong new members, di ba? I mean, not because you're a big organization, hindi nyo kailangan ng new member. Paano kayo nag-a-adjust doon?
Nerves, take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away, President now.
Yes. Well, actually, we, right now, ang target talaga namin is to reach out dun sa mga existing members natin, since wala nga tayong new members. So we do a lot of email blast, we do a lot of text blast now, no? Sa mga kasi syempre, yung population namin, yung demographics, no? Not all are techie. So meron kaming mga veterans. So yung mga yun ay reachable through text messages or FB message, FB messenger, no? Kasi we do postings din sa aming website. So yun talaga yung main namin, to reach out the members. Pero syempre we really want to increase yung reach. Kaya we do a lot of platforms in terms of reaching out sa aming members. In terms of activeness ng members, actually CBD has 1,000 plus members, no, na registered sa aming roster, and ang aming good standing right now is around 426 to be exact, no. Yeah, so ang target namin din is to increase that, no, not because kumbaga we want them to see din na yung mga programs namin gagawin for next year is talagang makakatulong sa kanila. So
right. And because we are taking care of the members that we have now, everybody knows that when we renew our license, it's important for us to have CPD points, diba? That's one of our requirements as architects. And aside from getting CPD points, it's being good in good standing, getting the IAPOA certificates, for everything para we can do our professions properly, makapirma tayo. given the pandemic situation, because we are very limited in terms of renewal or getting documents in person, have you guys changed or adjusted your process in terms of renewing these documents? Did you go full digital to make things convenient for your chapter members? Kasi yan ang problema ngayon. Maraming hindi nagre-renew kasi hindi nakakapunta sa isang office. So how are you helping the existing members adjust this and make things easier for us in a way? Anybody can go first in this question. Okay, Architect Joel.
Yeah, since once you pick as your Ayapoa, you have this 5 days to get the soft copy. So most of the time, the PRC honors that soft copy muna. But recently kasi they are asking for the hard copies na. So what we are doing is, since nauso naman yung Lala Move, nauso naman yung all other couriers, that's what we do. We have this schedule. We provide them the info, when can they get this document, and then just exchange of communication from UAPHQ and then vice versa. So that once they have this appointment, kasi kahit naman po yung mga officers, may trabaho din naman po. No, so we set schedule when to claim your Ayapoa, and then your soft copy we can just give them once we have already in our emails. No, so dun lang po kami nakakaroon ng struggle since recently we have this challenge from UAPHU where we have we need to lock down the HQ, the UAPHU because of what happened to our national president. No, so dun medyo nag-stagnant yung pag-release ng Ayapoa, but from now, we are recuperating and we are doing smoothly naman in terms of this new fiscal year. Kasi yung mga nagbabayad na rin eh. So, same process for what we did last year.
Kasi nag-expire na ang mga Ayapoa nating lahat. So, kailangan, it's the season of renewing our Ayapoa, right?
And that's our responsibility naman as a member.
Right.
To
Correct. Tama yan. Is this the same process for the other chapters? May iba pa kayong... Yes, Architect Rap.
Okay. Very fortunate ang UAP Makati CBD kasi even before nag-pandemic, actually, our past presidents have already initiated yung online platform for the Ayapoa. We maximize the use of our website. Pero I have one appeal to the members para kay CP Norms. Just one appeal. Kasi based on experience namin itong last fiscal year, for all members to really plan out yung renewal ng Ayapoa ahead of time. Kasi hindi siya instant. Gaya nga na sinabi ni Sir Joel, CP Joel, na may trabaho din yung ating mga officers, mga presidents natin, may kanya-kanya ring responsibility. So, tayo, architects tayo, di ba? Kilala tayo dyan. We plan ahead. We see, may foresight tayo. So, yun, an appeal, just a simple appeal to all members of UAP. Let's plan out the renewal of our Ayapoas.
Right. Tama. And digital talaga is the way to go. What about with the other chapters? Other strategies on how you guys make things easier for the members, or pareho? Is it across the board, Architect Jimmy, na yun talaga yung ini-encourage mo sa lahat?
Yeah, I think most of the chapters matagal na nag-online payment, and then ano lang is hihintayin from UAP National yung pag-transmit ng certificate, no? But I think UAP National is doing something right now, no? So I just don't want to announce anything, but they're doing something about the Ayapoa, no, and online payments.
And I can attest to that. Kasi naging smooth rin yung transaction ko in getting my Ayapoa back then. Tama si Architect Joel doon. Totoo yun that, you just have to schedule it in the Lala Move or Grab, whatever. It's very convenient for us. So, damdaman ko naman that we were able to adjust to that already, di ba? Regarding CPD points, are you guys still hosting events for that, giving CPD points? Are they free now? Or, how do you encourage people to get more points? Ako, kailangan ko pa ng points. Any kwentos from the president?
Last June 5, we had our year-end CPD seminar, right, Architect Patch? If you were able to join. So what we
Bye.
encouraging the members. So,
Tignan mo, hindi ko na kayo on the spot. Ako pa yung on the
sorry.
spot.
No.
Joke lang. Go ahead.
That was our last GMM, no, June 5 with the topic design build. We have 2 CPD points for that, and so far what we are trying to is to have a attendance more than 100 kasi nag-average lang kami into 60 to 80 siguro. It's a challenge to gather everyone kahit virtual, no, kahit nasa bahay lang, no. So yes, we offering free CPD kasi lahat ngayon kahit saan ka magpunta or kahit anong hobbies or interest mo, some of these CPDs are free, no? So panghikayat na rin to everyone. Yes. And of course, not just para lang makaprovide ng CPD, also with content. Kasi para din matulungan sila to improve and develop their careers. So we have to plan and create a CPD seminars that is very efficient and makakapagpulot tayo ng additional learnings, especially sa profession.
Tama. Because we have a little bit more time now compared to before, it's perfect to take advantage of the CPD seminars because it's a season of learning. We all have that time to take in new information or be updated with the current trends, which is very important for our profession. Back then, ang dami nating excuses. Overtime, dami trabaho, kailangan ko mag-drive pa uwi. Now, kapag kunwari, wala masyadong deadline, attend seminars, new knowledge, diba? So I think hopefully people did that, diba? It's a season to learn. For Architect James, how is that going in your chapter? You said nga it's a more intimate space, diba? So in terms of the learnings sa mga webinars that you guys host, ganun din. Feeling ko mas interactive ba siya in a way?
Yun yung isa sa challenge na hinarap ng chapter namin last fiscal year. Since nagsisimula pa lang kami, hindi pa kami ganun karunong gumawa ng mga mag-post ng mga CPD. So, ang ginagawa namin is sabay-sabay na lang kami nag-attend ng mga CPD seminars gano'n para at least complete namin yung point na kailangan ng individual. So, yun. This year, yung natin, pinaka-drive namin is makikipag-collaborate na kami. Actually, nabanggit ko to kay Architect Norvin na magpapatulong ako kung paano magpalagay ng CPD points para sa, yun. For example, GMM. So, yun.
Right, kasi tulong na natin yun diba? Again, we are creating this environment to help each other out. And we're not here para pahirapan yung mga architects to renew their license, right? Hindi, I think, kung kulang ka ng points, kanino ka tatakbo? Tumakbo ka sa chapter, diba? Ganun ang essence niya. Architect Jason, kayo, how is it going in Ayala Triangle in terms of that program?
Yes, sa amin, different approach kasi meron kami sinusundan na 4 circles of influence. So, una doon yung personal, pangalawa yung professional, pangatlo community, and pang-apat yung environment. So, kung makikita ninyo, isa lang doon yung professional. Kasi we want to create a balance din kasi yung kumbaga, nabanggit mo kanina, work as an architect, medyo ano bang tawag doon? Kumbaga, marami ka nang ginagawa as an architect. And sa chapter namin, we want to create a balance na hindi lang puro profession yung iniisip nyo or iniintindi. So, doon yung mga GMMs namin related doon. So, yun nga, nabanggit ko rin na we trimmed it down to 4 GMMs. So, last fiscal year, meron kaming GMM about personal development. Pangalawa is the professional. Pangatlo is we took it outside sa community. We help a certain community. For example, ito yung sa Mangarita. It's parang non-profit organization. So tumulong kami sa kanila. Then also for environment, meron din kaming isang group na natulungan for that.
And it's good. Ang dami yun nga, it's a good thing that parang, kasi syempre, you would think that when you're in a architects organization, lahat ng pinag-usapan niyo puro architecture stuff, di ba? Sometimes it becomes tiring in a way. So you were right. You have to find the right balance para naman hindi ma-burn out yung mga members mo na pag-usapan na naman namin construction, developing na naman, di ba?
Yes,
And
correct.
again, iba-iba tayo ng interest, and that's a good program. With Architect Irby, it's different there kasi when you're here in Manila, syempre, aminin na natin back then, people would just attend webinars just to get those points, diba? Point-driven to some extent para makapag-renew. With you, wala masyadong ganong pressure, diba? Kasi as you said, very inclusive kayo and some of your architects are not really registered. How do you now encourage that learning space, so to speak, with the webinars and the online programs?
First, you have to you have to yung target audience mo. So you have to conduct first a survey, no? Kasi sabi mo nga we have different interests. But syempre, you don't know kung ano yung interest ng mga participants mo, no? So very important, you have to conduct the survey kung ano yung gusto nila. And I agree with Architect Jason that you can have a lot of topics, no, not too much professionals, no. And many of those plans na gusto namin i-implement for this year is a lot of talks and seminars, not only focus on professional development, but also in a more holistic way, like mental well-being, financial literacy, and personal development, no. So in that way, magiging mas interested yung mga tao. So once dumating yung mga topics about going back again to professionals, so mas motivated sila to attend,
Right.
no? So mas inclusive, mas relevant, and something that will be more impactful sa mga tao.
Correct. And these interests that you said, no, are all kumbaga, tama ka, it's relevant to the profession because we just don't design. It's also business, di ba? And you need a lot of different branches in terms of financials, in terms of leadership, in terms of project management. And I guess dun nang gagaling yung decision na, okay, let's give them these programs because we don't just want them to become great architects. We want them to be great professionals, di ba? So in terms of that, lahat ng different values i-offer natin sa kanila para to grow and mature in this space the right way and to make everybody successful. Again, I can go on all night, but of course I can't ask you all to stay with me. It's I've learned so much. Ngayon lang po ito nangyari sa akin na nasa isang room ako full of chapter presidents, no? And next time, gusto ko na po sumama sa council meetings. Yung dami ko pong natututunan. Special guest niyo po ako.
Yes.
No, but kidding aside, I'm sure those who are watching us learned a lot. Again, this is a different side of you. Your side na not in the GMs, not in the webinars. It's just you as a person, as a leader, and as an architect. And thank you for sharing this with us. Before we close our program, please tell us your upcoming events or programs that you want to invite your chapter members. Please let us know and how we can reach you. Kasi syempre for those siguro iniisip nila, paano ko ba makokontak yung chapter ko? Is it via Facebook or email? Please let us know. Let's start one by one, no? Let's start with Makati CBD chapter with Architect Rapid Norvim. Tell us more.
Yeah, so yes, for next year, no, one of the highlights that we want to to broadcast to our members that we'll have a master class, no? A combination of since ang ating team nga is architect as the master of architecture, no? We'll have a series of 8 classes, no, that will be offered to. Actually, it's open to all, not just to CBD members, no. And talagang i-focus natin na no, yung mga prominent, yung mga masters talaga dun sa bawat field na aming i-offer, no. And for you to reach the chapter po, no, you could check out our FB page and through our website as well. Dun po ang main natin, main connection with our members. So
right. And after the show we'll be posting your sites or where they can reach you so that we can help you out also in reaching the other members and people. What about Architect James?
Yes, next week, Thursday, July 15, mag-start yung first episode namin ng live streaming din with Finest Media PH. So, ayun, secret yung title, pero about our history. So, maging successful din. Kasi napaka-successful ng channel nito ngayon. So,
is it open to all? Is it open to everybody?
Yes, it's open to all. Pero mas target namin dito is yung mga UAPSA and UAPSA. Kasi yung nila is more on very stressed na sila sa parang paulit-ulit. And this is something new na may matututunan yung mga future text natin. Na meron yung interaction, may prizes actually. And yun.
Ayan, dapat inuna mo na yan. Right, may prizes daw. Where can they know more about this, James?
Yes, ipopost namin actually yung first poster nito by the end of the week. So, yun.
Sa FB channel nyo ba? Is it on the FB page, website? Ganon? FB.
Sa FB page namin, UAP Cavite Aguinaldo Central.
There you go. UAP Cavite Aguinaldo Central. Correct. What about with Architect Jason?
Yes, I'm happy to say that we're going to attend the inauguration of Margarita in Tarlac kasi yun nga, as I mentioned a while ago, that we help them design and plan their learning center. So it is a non-profit organization na also tumutulong din sa mga out-of-school youth and also dun sa mga ibang tao doon sa community nito sa Tarlac. So this will be on July 27. And also, we're planning to collaborate with other chapters, especially for this also small chapters. Kaya, Art, baka may kumontak na sa'yo. Ayun. And of course, we also want to adopt the trust, the UAP National Trust, which are the member first, unity in diversity, and also servant leadership. Yun.
Right. And Architect Jason, where can they know more about this? Where can they search or reach you guys?
Yes, Patch. We have our FB page, UAP Ayala Triangle Chapter, for more information about our chapter, and you may follow our FB page.
All right, there you go. Another Facebook page. Architect Joel.
Yes.
Sige, ano yung next event natin?
Okay, for everyone, good evening po ulit, and thank you for joining us, especially sa mga members natin dyan na nasa FB Live or whatever platform that they're live right now. We are excited for this new fiscal year, and we actually prepare exciting and more relevant topics for you guys. And as I mentioned also, for us to reach out, the members, and of course, yung iba pa natin mga members, and yung mga gusto pang mag-join ng chapter natin, we are going to be more collaborative right now, because we're planning to reach out for our members who are really interested of becoming a leader as well. So we're gonna have to hone young leaders. They can start as a contributors or a committees in every events that the chapter will be preparing, no? So that you have also your personal touch na kahit for this particular GMM, we have this particular member who helped us. So it's more of a collaborative para yung participation kahit virtual lang, it's still parang personalized and nag-part ka ng activity na yun. So we're gonna have a parang uh, a school or school of committees from our members. No? And yeah, reach us in Facebook. We have a Facebook and in Instagram, and it's a United Architects of the Philippines Fort Bonifacio chapter. So yeah, we will
There you go.
continue to update you in our email address for the membership, UAP FB membership, gmail.com, and uapfb.cpdprograms@gmail.com for updates regarding CPD seminars. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that information, Architect Joel. Architect Kirby, invite those, I'm sure some people who are planning to go abroad or planning to go to Shanghai still wants to be part of the chapter. And I hope you've reached out to your members who are there. What are your next events? And are you open to inviting also to everybody, to all the architects?
Actually, nabanggit ko na to kala DD Jimmy, no, and the fellow CPs that for the future plans, no, we're going to invite other chapters, lalo na dun sa mga online talks namin. And it's going to be secret, no, because it's not yet final, but something that it's really special because for the first time, we're going to invite speakers not only from the Philippines, but also outside China. So, and of course, we also have other planned projects like collaborative programs with other professional groups here in Shanghai, because we can already do the face-to-face gatherings, no? So we have activities with the consulate and other Filipino groups. So to reach out for UAP Shanghai, just you can go to our Facebook page at UAP Shanghai chapter, or you can email us at uapshanghai@gmail.com. And for those using WeChat and Weixin here in China, just add me here, no? Herbie 0514, to join our project in the future. Thank you.
There you go. Oo nga pala, WeChat dyan, no?
WeChat.
So, yes, WeChat. So, hopefully, you guys can reach Architect Kirby with that. Architect Cap, I forgot to ask Norvin this earlier. How can people reach you in the Makati CBD? What are the platforms? Is there a website?
Yeah, we do have our website, www.uapmakaticbd.com. And to go to the about membership, you just add /membership-fees. So doon yung makikita yung about Ayapowas. And also we do have our Facebook page, UAPCBD chapter. Did I miss anything,
Right.
Norbs?
Okay.
Alala pa niya. He still remembers all the ways to reach you guys. And
One
of course-
last,
yes.
sorry.
Oh,
Can I just plug, watch out for Nationwide Architecture Week 2021. I'm actually the chairman for this year. So may mga inahanda po tayo. Abangan nyo po yan second week of December. Now 2021.
all right. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Something to look forward to before the year ends, no? And Architect Jimmy, your forecast for this year, how is this year looking for UAP, for the industry of architects with all the plans that you have in the pipeline? Give us some encouragement that, things are going to be a little bit better naman for all of us.
Well, yes, actually, it is getting better. No, I'm sure all the other architects can feel it. No, even in our office, we feel that there are more inquiries and more contracts signed. So I think the UAP and the members will be very busy this coming week, and I've read in many articles now that we're going to be back even much better, no, this coming years. No?
Right. And if you guys are busy, that's a good sign. If you guys are busy with your chapters, that's a good sign for all of us. Mabuhay kayong lahat, and good luck to everything. I wish you all the best, and looking forward to all the programs of every chapter. Again, it's an honor to be at the center of these leaders of the UAP. So before we go, meron akong favor. This is a perfect framing to build art. No? And right above me, si Architect Jimmy nandyan. Hindi ganyan, Architect Rap. We'll do the big part.
Okay.
So, yan. Before we leave, can you please cooperate with me? So, Architect Jason, ikaw yung taga. Nandun ka na. Baliktad ka, Architect Rap. Nakaganto ka. At yan, tama. Architect Jimmy, yan. And then, Architect Jason, move ka pa dito, to the left. Iganon mo. I-bend mo ng konti yung braso. Yan. Tapos, try to hit the, yan. Okay. Okay ba yan? Tapos, gaganon na ako. Sandali. Hold it. Hold your horse. I will screenshot. Okay. Everybody, smile. All right. Thank you very much. This has been a very
Thank you.
informative event. I hope you guys enjoyed. Mga parts, again, like what I said, the season finale will be we're going to finish this season with a bang. And thank you very much to all these chapter presidents for being here with us. Of course, we are supported by Workfolk, Collaborative Workspaces, and Hospitality Innovators Incorporated for sponsorships and collaborations. If you want to feature your brands, your projects, or your company, please drop us an email at onetbcchannel@gmail.com. Follow our socials at CurveTVPH and the Boulder Channel. Also, thank you for those who are watching us via Kumu, YouTube, and Facebook. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We have here District 3B Director Architect Jaime Hermogenes, UAP Fort Bonifacio Chapter President Architect Joel Quirino, UAP CBD Chapter Outgoing President Architect Reynaldo Cristobal Jr., UAP CBD New President Architect Norvin Malyari, UAP Ayala Triangle Chapter President Architect Jason Rivera, UAP Cavite Aguinaldo Central Architect James Pimentel, and UAP Shanghai Chapter Architect Herbie Recato. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mabuhay kayong lahat, and we are so proud to be architects because we have leaders just like you leading our organization. So thank you very much. Tomorrow, mga parts, Thursday at the Boulder Channel, catch the cast of Love While You Can on Bliss Out and About at 7:30 p.m. Partners, it's been a great and satisfying season 2. Thank you very much for continuously supporting Curve TV. Please spread the word about our simple show to the entire design and construction industry. Join me again next season, may season 3 kami, for more exciting features and topics. Stay safe, everybody. Get an architect, get an engineer, get a contractor, get a designer, and get ahead of the curve. I'm Architect Patch, and you've just watched Curve TV's BOULDTALKS Season 2, your collaborative construction show. Bye, guys. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Curve TV.
Thank you.
All right. Thank